Let's move straight to our next conversation. Internal democracy remains the lifeblood of any political party, and when members feel shut out of due process, conflicts are almost inevitable. Former Jigawa State Governor Sule Lamido has approached a federal high court in Abuja seeking to stop the planned National Convention of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Lamido claims he was unlawfully denied access to the nomination form required to contest for the chairmanship position in the forthcoming convention slated for the 15th and 16th of November 2025. Meanwhile, a federal high court sitting in Abuja has stopped the PDP from going ahead with its planned national convention scheduled to hold in Ibadan, Oyo State on the 15th and 16th of November. In the judgment delivered by Justice James Omotosho, the court upheld a case brought before it by 3 aggrieved members of the party. The court held that the evidence adduced before it established that the party failed to comply with provisions of the 1999 Constitution as amended, guidelines of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, as well as its own constitution. All right, BKO, let's look at this conversation this way, because according to the PDP, they said that the time for obtaining forms, nomination forms, has passed. But he approached the court, and there is an update on this. But talk to me, is former Governor Sule Lamido right or wrong for going to the court?
Anybody who feels aggrieved on a matter is welcome to go to court. The court is expected to dispense justice dispassionately. So sometimes when you can't find a resolution on a matter, politicians will brush their party aside and then go to court. That is what Sule Lamido has done. Now, Sule Lamido sought an order of the court to stop the convention from taking place until the motion of notice that he filed is heard and determined. But Justice Lifu, I'm sure you remember him, in respect of the River State crisis, because he made a judgment in one of those matters that came up. So instead of stopping the convention from going ahead, Justice Lifu gave the party 72 hours to, from the time when the notice was served to them, to come forward and argue their case and argue before him on whether to convince him that he should not grant Sule Lamido's reliefs. So the judge did not proceed to stop the convention. Rather, he elected to allow the party leadership to step forward and defend itself, which I believe is the right thing to do. You know, come forward, defend yourself, show reason why I should not grant Sule Lamido's prayers. And that was the decision that the judge has taken. Now, there is another leg to the matter, because today again, in another matter, before Justice Omotosho, the court was appealed. I approached to stop the convention from taking place. The applicant cited, according to them, the fact that some conditions that should have been met were not met before the party decided to proceed with the convention. We're planning for the convention. they are supposed to send a 21-day notice to INEC, which will allow INEC to play a statutory role of monitoring the exercise. So the applicant came before the court and told the court that this important stipulation was not met. They also argued that the secretary of the party ought to have signed that notice along with the national chairman, but that this did not happen. So Justice Omotosho then decided to stop INEC from recognizing the outcome of that convention if the PDP were to proceed with it. So, and he advised them that they should make sure that they abide by the stipulations that I talked about earlier before making moves to hold the convention. It's not saying don't hold convention, but make sure that before holding this convention, what had been violated, you comply with it, which is to refer that the law says the secretary must sign the notice along with the chairman. They are saying that has not been done. And then the 21 days notice that you need to give INEC, so that INEC will prepare and INEC will be physically present to monitor the process.
Okay,
you need to comply by all of that before you can proceed with the convention. So INEC right now has been told that they should not honor whatever the outcome of that convention. If PDP were to proceed with it, and we know the implication of that. INEC has to monitor.
Exactly.
And if INEC does not recognize the exercise, it's like a waste of time.
It's a nullity. All right, then we need to go on this quick break, and when we return, the conversation continues. Don't go away. It's still Journalist Hangout. This is still Journalist Hangout. I still have Babajide Kolade Otitoju, BKO, and Kolawole Johnson joining us via Zoom from Abuja. So, Kolawole Johnson, I'll come to you here because still talking about former Governor Sule Lamido, because some PDP chieftains have argued that taking the party to court without first exhausting internal conflict resolution mechanisms could expose him to sanctions. So is former Governor Sule Lamido, justified, right or wrong, going to court on this matter?
One of the aberrations you see in a political space, in political parties, is a lack of internal democracy. And when you beat a man, you tell him not to cry. Take, for example, those who went to court to stop the convention, so to speak. They accuse the party of not keeping faith with its own constitution, with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Constitution as amended, even with the provision of INEC. So, for example, because you shouldn't go to court, you should allow such to just pass, knowing well that those who are circumventing the process might have ulterior motives that would take you out completely of the equation. And to even think that these people, they know that they have a particular, they have, I don't want to call him a bad name now, but they have one left leg who will do everything possible to ensure that they don't have peace.
Okay.
If they don't, admit to his own terms. Now they know that, and yet they still leave loopholes for him to explore. I mean, I don't understand. And so, if Lamido feels aggrieved, so where do you want him to express his grievances? Before who? So he should sit down and allow himself to be shut out of the entire process, even if we know that he himself too. Some are saying, and I think I may probably, be thinking along the same, I mean, be having the same opinion, also be having the same, thought process. It may not be a formed opinion yet. There is also a planting of some people also, not necessarily to leave the party, but at least ensure you don't leave loopholes for those whether they are genuine or not, to destabilize you. So should he, how do you think, assuming there are things to do to ensure that he will still contest, that's a different thing entirely. Again, if they told him that the reason we are not allowed is because you did not come within the opening, he should have no reason to go to court in the first instance anyway. So whichever, let's leave the politicians to play their game.
All right, then. Thank you very much. All right, let's move straight to our final conversation. As is obtained